All right, welcome back to the podcast, the BFR Podcast. A little bit different name. We used to be the Run Back Podcast. Now it's the BFR Podcast. It's going to be still Bears related. I'm Dave. You can follow me on Twitter at Dave_BFR. I'm joined by my co-host, Ficky. You can follow him on Twitter. It's Ficky, baby. We're going to go over the Bears schedule. It was just released. We're going to go over predictions and just talk about our favorite matchups. Ficky, man, it's been a little bit. How you doing,
Yeah, just a little bit. It's been a minute.
Right?
You know what? We're back, and that's all that matters. Just like the NFL season's creeping up, had to get back and get at it. So we here.
Exactly, man. And like I said, we're going to be consistent. We're very excited to just kind of pump out content. We're going to be on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Again, if you do like the podcast and we are going to be more consistent, we do apologize for not pumping out content as much as we wanted to last year. But if you do like this episode, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, an episode a week. And then once the season hits, we'll go back to about 2 or 3 episodes. So Ficky, the schedule. I don't know. You said you don't have it in front of you, right?
I don't have it in front of me now.
Okay, so we're just going to go through it. We'll start week 1. I didn't. Well, we have preseason.
I know that one.
Yeah, we have preseason. I guess we can take a look at that.
Yeah, we can take a look at it.
So we got Tennessee.
That's home, right?
The Colts. Yeah. So Tennessee is. I'm not seeing exactly where it's at.
No, I think it's home. I think it's home. I think preseason goes home, away, home. So Chicago, at Indy, and then Chicago again.
Yep. So Tennessee at home, Indy in Indy, which is almost like a home game too. I mean, there's a few hours away, and then they got the Bills. It's going to be fun. We'll see how much
preseason.
Everyone plays last year. Yeah, last year they
decent amount.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a lot of new guys, some rookies. Decent. So I think we'll see. We'll see some snaps. I wonder how much Fields plays.
It'll be enough to at least enjoy like a half or so. You know what I mean? So it's not like the Matt Nagy era where it's like no one played. So there'll be enough for us to get excited, a little tease.
Yeah, I'd like to get there though. Where we don't Fields playing at all, where we know he's the guy. Maybe take a series
perfect.
Or 2.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yes, where it's you go out there, we're okay, we're fully confident, we're not letting you get hurt.
So. Yeah. So, anyways, that's preseason. We're gonna get to the real stuff. So, week 1, I think it's a great matchup. We get Jordan Love, Justin Fields versus Jordan Love, at home in Chicago. Start of a new era. You can start it off great, or it can be kind of like a 2019 Mitchell Trubisky versus the Packers where we scored 3 points. Anyways, what are your thoughts on it? Do you like this first week matchup? Do you wish we would have played the Packers maybe a little bit later, kind of get, our feet under ourselves and just kind of get the offense rolling? Or do you like catching them early?
No, let's just do it.
Week 1.
No, I like it. Not only is it early and jumping ahead, I'm sorry, but week 18 is also last. I think this is fantastic. I know the NFL did that on purpose, right? As a Bears fan, I want the rivalry to start right away. I want to cement how I feel about this team instantly. And I know that the first game, it takes 4 or 5 games till you really kind of understand where a team is at, So I'm excited for it because I love a good rivalry, and it's a perfect way to kick off the NFL. And I think they do the third year in a row they've done Bears Packers week 1.
Third year in a row.
Am I off on that? Well, they did 2018 with Mac, right? I remember that one.
Yeah, on Monday night.
Lost that game. He went crazy. Yeah. And then also the year NFL 100 year. Was
2019.
That the same year? Maybe I'm getting
that was 2019. So it went 2018, 2019,
18, 2019, not 2020. Too off. Yeah. Okay. But anyways, 3 in the past 5 years. So obviously they know what they're doing here. So I'm excited for it. I think this is the game I'm probably going to go to. That's the week before my birthday. And I think I went to open week last week against 49ers. It's just something exciting about week 1. Everyone is hyped on every team. Everyone has Super Bowl bound,
undefeated,
in their head, and you're just let's fucking go. So I'm very excited for this, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah, man, just seeing this schedule and looking at, football, I'm just excited. I want it now. I said I was ready. I think I tweeted earlier today, I'm ready. I want week 1 now. Obviously a long ways to go. And we're going to give our predictions here and kind of just, it's way too early. We have no idea what's going to happen, but it's just for fun. So we got Jordan Love. First of all, what do you think of Jordan?
Listen, I mean, he could be good. I really have no idea. Yeah. But if you're looking from a high level view and how he's kind of came in, you're like, obviously you're not great, right? You can't be. You sat 4 years, and then when you come in, it's not like you've done anything incredible. And then the talk with like the beat writers, like maybe not this year, but like the years prior, is like, yeah, this guy's not right. You know what I mean? So we'll see. You know, I'm never gonna. People can grow and become great, so I'm never gonna hold that back. And then obviously, we know the history of the Packers. This is literally what Aaron Rodgers did: 4 years, sat on the bench, and then you know came out pretty hot. So the likelihood that the Packers have a Hall of Fame quarterback to Hall of Fame quarterback would be crazy. At that point, the NFL's rigged. But so I think he's going to be like Jimmy G. You know what I mean? Like maybe he can probably win you some games, more of that manager type ordeal, or he could be complete garbage. But I think that's like his ceiling, and that's his.
Yeah. And I think I agree with all that. You know, he could be great. I hope he's not. I don't think they deserve that. You know, however, if he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, Justin better be Hall of Fame too. You know, at least we can at least have some battles between them. Yeah, I think it would be fun. I think he's young. The fact he didn't dethrone Aaron, or you know, they didn't give him the reins a year earlier, when I think they could have got a huge package for Aaron, even bigger than what they got this year. Tells a lot, but at the same time, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want anything, you know, we don't know. He's really kind of
we really have no idea. We've seen what, a quarter, maybe a game, but it was against like backups, like week 17 or 18.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
What is he elite at? Like what physical traits, you know, like that's where I'm struggling here. You know, with Justin, he's the best running quarterback in football. I think he perhaps could be better than Michael Vick at the end of the day, just because like I think he's just maybe a tier ahead of him with that speed and how big he is. But again, Vic was great. And I think, like I said, Fields has a long way to go. He has a lot to prove as well. But with Love, there's nothing. There's some preseason. There's a couple drives. So this one's going to be interesting. As far as like predictions, I guess I'll go first here. It's in Chicago. I think the hype around this Bears offense, I think, is going to just continue to grow, especially with training camp. I think Fields is going to, with the weapons he has this year, it's just going to be, I think it's going to be fun. So I'm going to try and keep it with, in check as far as like the predictions, but I think the Bears win this one. I think they're at home. I think Jordan Love is going to have some struggles, and I think he's going to struggle a lot more than Fields. If this was in Green Bay, I think it might be a little different, but I think the Bears start off 1-0. As far as like score, I think that's a little, I'm not going to predict. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, there's no way I can't do that.
Maybe shootout. I don't know. Both defenses, but I think the Bears, I think they start out 1-0. I think that's very realistic. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. I think we got this one. It's home.
Yeah.
The hype, the environment, the culture, like we've been building up to this. I just feel like
Aaron's gone.
That energy. Right. Yeah. We're going to carry that energy and like, this is our time, as Pohl said, to take the North. And this starts right here by beating the Packers. So I think.
Yeah. And man, you know what I want? I want a game-winning drive, Fields. Like maybe it's a close game and just game-winning drive.
No, I mean that might be cool, but I'd rather just see us
and blow them out. Yeah,
but I've seen enough. I have so much PTSD from that team. Like if we beat them just 50-0, I wouldn't even care. Like,
hey,
I don't care.
You're right. You're right. Just get the win, preferably, without the, anxiety at the end. So, but okay. So week 2, September 17th, Sunday. It's a noon game. And I forgot to say that Green Bay game is in that 3:25 slot on Fox. Yeah. So kind of prime time. But
and then it's more prime than obviously the noon games, because those are called like the game of the week slots. So.
Well, there's so many. Yeah. So now we have Sunday at noon, which I love the noon kickoff. It's against the Bucks without Brady. I think they're going to have Baker.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Yeah. I mean, they still got weapons, though. That's the problem. Our defense, I mean, we don't really know how better our defense is going to be.
Yeah, like, I heard somebody say it was going to be terrible. Like, and I don't know, maybe it was a podcast, and I understand.
No, it was probably me. I said we need to have the expectation that this defense could be bad still. Like, it still could be bad. Because our D line, like I'd say we upgraded in every position, which is good, right? That's I think we've improved. We have to remember this defense last year was the last ranked against the rush, and against the pass rush, right? So against the run and then the pass rush, it was the worst pass rushing Bears team in NFL, in Bears history. So you're not going from worse to like top tier, and obviously we didn't even address the defensive end. So obviously we didn't move that needle that much. So you have to understand there might be some games where we give up a lot of points,
and I think that's where Justin in this offense, which the offense is night and day, with the receiving room. I think the running back room's just as good, if not better. You got Justin, who I think if he takes that leap, I really think that's where it's like you can swing like 4+ games as far as like in the win column. If Justin's the guy and he proves it right here, right now, this season, then it's a whole different story, because you might be giving up 30 points, but you might be scoring 35, 40 points as well.
The goal, right? That's a successful season for what we have on a roster. Like,
and you go off
score a lot of points and win.
Yeah, and so with this one, the Bucks, it could be a shootout. With Baker, you never know with him if he's even starting. I don't even know who's behind him. Did they draft a young quarterback?
They have I think they have Kyle Trask is who they drafted from Florida.
That was like a year ago.
Yeah,
so I think Baker.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think Baker starts. But what are you thinking? You think the Bears start off 2-0?
Man, that's tough.
Again, this is way too early, so don't hold us to it.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we could be completely wrong on all these, and because we haven't seen them play. So it's Baker is enough to win games, and they still have Godwin.
It's in Tampa,
they still
too.
have Evans. Like, it is. You know what? I will say we win that one. I'll say we start off 2-0.
Yeah, I think so too. I think 2-0. Again, it's going to be a huge hype train if we're 2-0, but I think we got a wake up call in week 3, because then you got Kansas City in Kansas City. So I think 2-0 is very reasonable. I think it's very realistic as well. But you also could be 1-1, maybe split. Take week 1 at home, and then lose in Tampa is definitely fair. But I think I would go 2-0 as well. And then that leads us to week 3 in Arrowhead, which that's the one I'm gonna try and go to.
He said loss. You go to the one where I'm like lost immediately. I'm sorry, we're not winning that game day.
If we're 2-0, the hype going into that, and we may lose, but
it'll be great.
Let's have a fun game. Let's have Justin and Mahomes
no, I'm not saying it's not going to be fun, but back and forth, that'd be great.
It also could not be fun.
Why? Yeah, it's true. Why I think we will lose is because the defense is not going to stop Mahomes. I don't even think it's going to be.
We're going to score 40.
It doesn't matter. Oh my goodness. There's no way we're beating that offense. I'm sorry. With the defense that we had last year, even with the improvements, I would be shocked. I think that most people will be shocked if we come out with it. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. That's the Super Bowl champion.
If we start out 3-0 and we beat Kansas City, I think this is a team that could go on a run. But I think we lose. I think we lose, just like you said. Let's be honest here. I like the matchup. That's a 3:25 window again. And so we're 2-1.
I'm surprised they put that one prime time or prime the latest.
Mahomes. I mean, the Bears. The Bears. They have a lot of eyes. It's a huge market.
Huge market, and I think they're putting a lot of trust in the fields.
And this is where this was going to be in Germany, and then Kansas City didn't want to lose. I think maybe that revenue, or Bears fans travel. So who knows? But then week 4, so we'll say 2-1. We're going in, and we are at home against Denver. Russell Wilson.
Man, this one's tough because I have no idea what the Broncos are going to do. You know what I mean? It's a first-year coach of Sean Payton. Sean Payton is a good coach, right? But is this going to be Sean Payton doing Sean Payton things as he normally does, or is this kind of the John Fox treatment where it's like, this is my one chance to get, that last paycheck? I have no idea. And also, is Russ going to play like the Russ of the past years, or is we going to see like MVP Russ or like, top 10 Russ? Or are we going to see whatever the hell we saw last year, which was garbage? Yeah. I have no idea. So I would like to hear your opinion before I even decide on what
It is a tough one, but I'm just going to go off of Russell Wilson, what he was. I'm going to take last year and just throw it out. It was crazy. The coach, I don't remember his name.
Oh my goodness,
it was terrible. It was a horrible. Now, again, Russ could be broken. His prime could be long gone. And we could be, looking at this one as an easy win or something like that. But in my opinion, I think with Sean Payton, they did invest heavily in the offensive line. I think Russell Wilson I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to bounce back this season. I think it could be a closer game, but at the end of the day, I think the Broncos, I think they steal this one. I think we end up moving to 2-2. But I'm just going to go off of what are you saying?
Yeah, and I know I agree with you on that. That's kind of what the way I was leaning. It was like, we're probably going to split this. Like, we're not going to be 3-1. And then also, you just look on paper with that offense. I mean, they have one of the best receiving corps in the NFL. Like, they're probably going to destroy us on the back because we don't have a pass rush. So a lot of these losses, I'm looking at the defense because I'm just like, we're not going to be stopping some of these top tier offense.
And like I said, the Broncos, this is week 4. They're going to kind of the kinks and everything. I think they'll be fine. I think it's going to be. I don't think we're going to get blown out. I don't think the Bears last year, they were the worst team in football, record wise, but they were in a lot of 1-score games.
Oh my, way too many. I think it was like 8.
Yeah,
you're in 8. 1-score games.
Honestly, opposite of Minnesota.
Like 7 of them.
And Minnesota won all theirs.
Minnesota was the flip side. Yeah.
So I think this one is going to be. I think it's going to be fun. I think it could be like maybe a shootout. But at the same time, I think we end up losing this one, especially if Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, and we'll leave it at that. And then week 5, this is our Monday night. No, this is Thursday night. So this is Thursday night against Washington. Prime Video. Monday Night Football.
Man, I got PTSD from the last one. Was that Thursday night too last year where Mooney dropped that one in the end zone for the win?
So this one's Thursday, and I think last year was Monday night.
Oh no, it was Monday because Thursday was the Pats, right?
Yeah,
or it was Monday night. Like no, I think Washington was Thursday. Anyways, but yeah, I have PTSD from that game. Yeah. But I don't think we're gonna have that same result this time. I think quarterback matchup because I think they're going with Sam Howell. It's a W. I'm sorry. You don't even have to look too far into it. The differences between the skill gap of the most important position on the field is too big for me predicting that we would lose that game, to be honest.
Yeah, so I think I'm with you with that one. I think this is maybe coming alive. Like the offense just starts. I think this is a huge game for the Bears offense. I think obviously the Washington, I think they have a good defense. However, who knows what their defensive line is going to look like? They're shopping Chase Young. He could be in a Bears jersey.
Montez too.
Montez could be. Montez Sweat. Let's get them both here.
I'd take him too.
But at the same time, we don't know what their defense is going to look like. But I think the Bears are going to get rolling by this time. And I think this will be the breakout game. I think this is where he will break out if he hasn't already. And I could see maybe a big run or two. And maybe, like I said, I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Thursday Night Football. Yeah, I'm taking this one. Big Bears win. So let's see here. So we got.
What's that make us?
I think we're both
3-2 now.
So Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay. So let's see here. Yeah, I think 3-3.
3-2.
3-2.
2 losses are Kansas City and Broncos.
And so then we head into Minnesota. Or we're at home against Minnesota at noon. So,
oh man, I wish that was prime time because then I would take the Bears no matter what. Because my cousins cannot play under the lights. But
I'm curious to see how the Vikings are going to be this year, man.
They are so every year you're just like, who are you? Who are the Vikings? You just really never know. I will say, like we talked about statistically, with that many close games, they're going to regress when it comes to overall. They're going to lose some of those games that they won because there's no way you're going to win that many close games again. So are we going to be a part of one of those? You know what I mean? Is this going to be that close game where we can pull it off? This one is actually both Viking games are the hardest ones that I was trying to decide on. But I think we're going to split as a whole. This may be a cop-out answer. So I'm going to say we win the home one. And then later down, I'm going to say
this one's interesting. I don't know what the Vikings are going to be like. Justin Jefferson last year just ripped that defense apart. However, can we score? Can we kind of keep up with them this year, Or are the Vikings even going to score like they did last year? I don't know. This is tough. This is at home. I'll take the win at home. I'll probably do what you're doing right now just because we don't know what these rosters are going to be like. We don't know what these teams are going to be like when they meet. They're going to be a few games in. So I'm going to say let's say we win this one, but wow, that would be 4-2.
4-2. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Remember, there's streaks that happen in the NFL. We lost what? We started off pretty decent last year, right? 3-3 or something like that. And then we lost like every other game. I mean, every game after that. So
yeah. So this is interesting.
It can get slippery quick.
We got Jimmy G and the Raiders at noon, and this is at home as well.
I'm gonna say Jimmy G though honestly wins enough games that
Waller's gone, right?
Waller is gone, but Waller was basically out all last year too.
Yeah, injuries. They got Adams.
Still got Jacobs too, right?
Yeah, didn't they resign him?
Yeah. So, man, that one's tough. I just say realistically, I don't see us starting 5-2. Could we win this game? Could we? Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't see this team that won 3. I know we improved 3 games last year.
We already beat our win total from last year.
I don't see us starting 5-2. So because of that, I just think the true Bear fan in me, I'm going to say we lose this one, but it's a close one.
Okay. So you're at 4-3.
Yeah, we see this is where the defense regress, and you're like, okay, maybe we didn't have a pass rush here. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So you're saying loss. I don't believe in that Raiders team. I'm taking the dub. I'm going 5-2. We got to be a little different anyway.
No,
I think
fine.
they win this, man.
I'm all cool for it.
Maybe I have to take a step back and maybe
it's not.
Look at the roster again.
It's a win. Look,
man, I'm seeing a lot of wins. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, so I'm saying 5-2. I just don't believe in the Raiders. I think the Bears offense, I think that's what I'm kind of banking on. I think they're going to be a lot better this year. And again, I'm kind of assuming Justin, from what we've watched from college, from him being a great passer in college, the most accurate coming out according to PFF, I think that's there. And what he did last year with the lack of weapons, that's why I'm taking some of these games. I'm just banking on that. Hey, that development.
I hope you're right. And I hope you're right.
Me too, man.
I'm here for the wins. Okay. I hope too.
So I'm going to go 5-2. That was the Raiders. And this is where we go into another primetime game. It's going to be Sunday night, 7:20 in Los Angeles against the Chargers. Justin Herbert.
Man, the Chargers are so on paper. You're like, we lose to the Chargers, but the Chargers lose a lot of games. And I don't know how. I don't watch enough Chargers games to be honest, but like they have a lot of injuries typically every year, which is wild. But on paper, they are the better team. They have the quarterback. They have the better defense, at least defensive line. They've got some nice
Matt game.
So, so I'm going to have to say we probably lose that one too. But I can see half their team being injured by this point and them just being the Chargers and this being like a random loss for them. But for now, I'll say they probably get it done.
NFL's crazy like that. And the Chargers are weird. But I think Herbert and company – I think they're going to be pretty good this year. So this is a loss. I can't say this is a win, until we're at, until after that Raiders game and we see how we're feeling and see what the Chargers are dealing with, see how if they're rolling or not. It'll be a different story, but now we'll go on to another Sunday game, noon this time. So no prime time, no afternoon window. It's against the Saints.
Man,
no Sean Payton.
No Sean Payton, but Derek Carr. You know what I mean? Like
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr about him. Yeah. So, and you still got Alvin. You still got Michael Thomas.
Wilson. Do they have a rookie? Olave. Yeah.
Yes, they do. And Olave played well last year. So, the offense still looks
in Chicago.
Good. It's going to be better. Yeah, that'd be nice. This is where that streak starts for me. I say that we lose 3 in a row. So
I'm with you on this one. I'm not the 3 in a row, but I think we lose this one against the Saints. I think I like Derek Carr. He
can win games.
It's in New Orleans too. That's I don't even know much about their defense. How is their defense? Do you know any?
I don't know.
Typically,
they have a good defensive line. Like Marcus Davenport, I don't know if he's still there.
They're just well coached. They're just a good, well coached team. You go back to that playoff game, 2020, when we had, I think was it Wims punching another Saints player and baiting? He baited him, but they're just well coached, and they like I said, I like the Derek Carr addition. But again, I think that this could be plus also depending. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
I was saying depending. Again, this is depending how Justin is playing. I truly believe if he takes that leap, man, I think we're in every game. I think we can win. Obviously, every game that
we were in a lot of games last year. We were in a lot of games last year. So the win-loss doesn't mean if you're competitive or not, right? So I think we're going to be competitive in these games. A lot of these games we could win, but just from the, looking high level, I always have to kind of go back realistically. We were the worst team in the NFL last year.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You don't go from worst to like top 10. It just doesn't happen, right? Mm-hmm. So I could be proven wrong, and I would love that. But in this case, I just feel like on paper, the Saints are the better team. So I have to say, and plus it's away, so I say we have to take that out.
I agree with you. So I think we're both going to be. So this is another Thursday night game. The Bears have two Thursday night games this year.
Second, what's your record at? I'm at 4-5. What do you have?
So you're at 4-5. I'm at 5-4.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have us losing these last
two. And I have the last three. Okay.
No, I have us losing these last three. Did I say we're beating the Raiders? No, I have us losing the last two. Yeah. So now we're Thursday night, November 9th, fall, setting the mood, 7:15 against the Carolina Panthers. So we got Bryce Young, Justin Fields. I kind of love this matchup, by the way.
Oh, it's going to be great. But I think we win this for two reasons. Because the first one is we're the better team. The second one is we have to beat them because it benefits us in next year's draft. Like, it's not only a win this year.
A lot on the table.
We need them to suck so we can have a better pick. So best believe we're going to go out there. And I also feel like it's going to be a statement game for Justin, because if you think about it, what the Bears did was like, no, we decided not to draft Bryce Young, and we doubled down on our guy, right? Because we believe in him more. So I feel like he's going to be like, nah, I'm going to show you that the Bears made the right decision. You know what I mean?
You got me hyped up now.
Hey, look, that's how I would be if I was in that line. I'd be like, oh, okay, listen, I'll show you. Show you.
I mean, the national narrative will be hell if Bryce Young just outperforms him, like, in a pretty big gap. I can't have that. So I think, on paper, the Bears roster.
I don't think even if we lose, I don't think it'd be because Bryce Young outperforms. It'd be like some other weird stuff that happens.
But,
like fumbles, we just got weird turnovers, but
Carolina signed Miles Sanders, I think. They have Adam Thielen. Like, I'm not scared of them. I think this could
Adam Thielen's like 48. Like, I'm not worried about the Panthers. Are you serious?
JJ's gonna lock him up, bro. Anyways, I think I think we're both feeling this one. So it's a win. I think Justin, like you said, a lot to prove. I think the Bears will play with a lot of passion. Not every week they play, obviously, trying to win the game. But this one, I think there'll be a little bit more motivation, especially with Fields. So maybe a couple big runs. Maybe.
Plus, he did well on primetime last year, so I don't see why.
Yeah.
He does well in the big lights, so I can see him winning.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is a win. I'm at 6-4. You're at 5-5.
Yes.
So far, does it sound right?
Yeah. That's not bad. I would not be mad about this.
No, I mean, we won 3 games last year. For 5-5.
I know, right?
5-5. And
you already doubled our win total from last season. So
so now we're heading into another noon game Sunday. Detroit Lions in Detroit. Jared Goff. We got the David Montgomery revenge game, if you want to call it that.
You know what? The Lions all our games have been close, and they've been tough games, right? So I feel like their offense already is stacked. I believe so. Even though Jameson Williams will be out because he can't control his gambling at this point. Right? No, he'll be back. He's suspended 6 games.
So
this is week 11. So he's back. Never mind.
We're catching Detroit.
So he'll be back. Yeah. So he'll be back and with a couple games under his belt. So he'll be back. I just feel like that offense is very, very dominant. I think Goff may regress a little bit, but they still have the weapons. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like, on the road against that offense, we're not going to be able to stop them. So I say that we're going to lose this one in Detroit.
Yeah, I'm actually with you on that one. These divisional games are always going to be tough. I think the division is wide open. Absolutely. And you're going to want to win your games at home this year. And so I think Detroit, I love their offense. I actually like their team. in general. I don't trust Jared Goff, but he's proven kind of time and time again that he can at least kind of elevate his team a little bit.
Games.
I mean, last year their offense was yeah. But I mean that 28 team shut them down though. That defense. Remember that game?
Yeah. I do remember that game. That was such a defensive
Jesus.
game. There was like so many picks in that game. That was horrible.
And I wish we would have, anyways, I'm not going to speak on the past too much, but I think I'm with you on that one. I think it's a loss. So that moves me to 6-5 and you're 5-6. So, I mean, we're close here.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is that Denver game. No.
Raiders is really
Raiders. Yeah. So then we move into, this is a Monday night game. So another prime time. And it's against your boy, Kirk Cousins, the Vikings.
Hey, yo, look, is that at home?
No, it's in Minneapolis.
Man, but you know what? That's Kirk Cousins prime time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a W. I don't even care. They could be on a roll. That is prime time Kirk Cousins, and he does not show up time again. So I will give us the W.
The dub. I like that.
I don't care how good. I don't care how Kirko chains. Those chains don't shine in the bright lights. So
I don't know, man. I think this is gonna be I don't believe in Cousins, especially on prime time. But he played pretty well last year. But I'm gonna give again with these divisional games. I don't really know how they're gonna go. It really a lot of things kind of play a part in this, especially, is the team rolling? Are there injuries?
Right.
With this, I'm just going to say, I think the Bears, this is at Minnesota. I think we lose. I do.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a away game. If we were at home, I think the Bears pull this out, but I think the Vikings, I think their offense, I think is going to, their receiving core, they added that young receiver. They draft him in the first round, second round. What's his name? It's slipping me.
You're talking about I know Tank didn't go to them, did he?
Mm-mm.
JSN didn't. JSN went to Seattle. Who was the wide receiver? Talking about the fast one.
Is he from TCU?
I can't.
No.
Oh, you thinking
maybe?
No. TCU is Quentin. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
Gosh, I can't think of his name.
This is embarrassing.
I don't think he went there.
No,
it's
I
fine.
don't
The
know.
draft has like 300 players, bro. It's hard to remember everyone. But Quentin
I remember looking at this.
Or Johnson?
Maybe.
I don't think he went there.
Either way, I think this is if this was in Chicago, I think the Bears win. But since it's in Minnesota, even though it's a primetime game, I'm going to give it to them a slight edge. I think it's going to be a really close game, though. And I think our defense just doesn't have enough to stop, not Kirk Cousins, but Justin Jefferson. Jay Jettas is going to be tough. So then we head into our bye week. So I'm 7-5. You're 6-6. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I am. Yeah, you were 6-5.
7-6.
So no, we're tied now. We both would be 6-6. Yep, because the differences was we were different on the Raiders and we were different on the Vikings. Right?
Yeah, so 6-6.
Yeah.
Wow. So head into the bye week, we're 500. Staying afloat.
I would take that.
I think you're in the division at this point still. I think you have a shot at it.
You can win a couple games here and there and you'll.
Yep. I like the bye. What do you think? Is that a little late?
Well, it's better than last year's bye. What was that, week 14? So I guess they're not doing that anymore, luckily.
Yeah.
But I'll take, what is this, week 13? I'll take that.
Yeah.
The best time.
I do like it a little earlier.
Yeah, the best time to get
the bye would
be like week 9, week 10. Like you want kind of halfway through the season is like the perfect bye. But we also have a mini bye early, week 5. Is Thursday Night Football our first one? And then we have a second Thursday Night Football week 7 or 9. So we kind of have a mini bye again.
A few extra days in both of those on those Thursday night
so
weeks.
It's like, again, the bye really doesn't. The bye only is helpful if you kind of have some injuries you need to recover from.
Especially if the Bears are in contending for a division title here, you can get a week off, get right before you have some good matchups. So after the bye, we have Detroit at home, noon game. Well, who are you taking?
I think we're gonna split. So I think that will.
Me too. This one. So that'll push us to 7-6 for both of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 7-6. And then we're going to be going, let's see here. The day it says to be determined, but it's at Cleveland.
Because it's a flex game. So they'll decide.
So this one's at Cleveland.
Man.
Who knows how the Browns going to be?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're better than us. So I feel like we probably lose this. They do have the better quarterback, better team. So, and it's away. I'm probably going to say 1% that one. So I'd say an L for me, which would be 8-8 now. 8-8?
No, 7-7. Right? Man, we can't keep track of this.
Bro, it's so hard to.
Yeah, so we're 7-7. I think you're 7-7. I'm 7-6 right now. So Cleveland. I don't know. This one, it's in
a lot
Cleveland.
Of these I'm like,
Is Deshaun Watson going to be Deshaun Watson from like a couple of years ago? If that's the case,
I think he's going to be better. No matter what, I think he's going to be better than last year. Which
so you're 7-7.
Better than Fields. Yeah.
And then we have 3 games. Yeah. So we're both at 7-7. I'm going to say this is a loss. Okay. I can't. I want to, but I'm trying to keep it level-headed.
Yeah, I don't think we
not trying to drink the Kool-Aid. But this could be a winnable game too, depending on
a lot of winnable games on here. There's a lot of them I could see us winning, and there's a lot I could see us losing. So it's not
that Kansas City game is, I think, the only one where I'm like, I just don't see us winning.
Bro, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, that's the only one where I was like, no.
And it's in Arrowhead, so it's like, that's tough.
Maybe Chargers too. Maybe Chargers. I don't really see us winning. It depends on like how they're doing, but there's like minus those.
If they weren't so, like you said though, if they weren't so up and down at points in the season, I would be like, yeah, this is a loss. But if they're in a kind of a weird point, a skid.
Yeah, but we're catching them kind of early though. They don't really get enough hot and cold at that point, I feel like. So I still feel like Kansas City and probably LA, those are the ones where you're like, yeah, we're probably.
Anyway, so now this is where it's gonna be fun. We got Arizona 3:25 on Sunday at home. It's Kyler Murray and company.
Because they may send him out because they could be because there's talk out there that if they're that bad to that point, he's going to sit the whole year. There's no point bringing back. So, I mean, I think we're still better than them, even with Kyler. So I'd say we win, but I will say I'm confident we win. Obviously, if Kyler's not playing. So I'm going to.
And are they at this point? Are they trying to get Caleb Williams?
Yeah, they tanking. Oh man, that'd be crazy. I mean, they already did that with Josh Rosen. You gonna draft him? You just paid Kyler. You can't. What a trash organization.
I don't know who's gonna trade for him too.
No.
If Lamar was, that's gonna be interesting. I think we win this one too. I think the Bears. It's at home. Take care of business. You're playing a team that could be playing for draft position. But that's a win. So I think we're both 8-7.
Yeah.
And then we have Atlanta at home. Ryan Pace comes back to Chicago.
You know what? I mean, I went to the Atlanta game last year. That was fun. And I was like, we should beat this team. We should easily beat this team. There's no way we're going to lose to Marcus Mariota. And we did. And so for some reason, Desmond Ridder will be the starter. So I don't know how good he is going to be. So that's kind of like the question mark on this one. But I could see us losing to the Falcons. I can see it. Luckily, this game's home.
Right.
So I'm going to say we don't. And we get the W. The Ryan Pace revenge game. But I could see us losing this too. This feels like a trap game for some reason.
Yeah, definitely could be. I don't share that though. I think this is in Chicago. I think Justin and them are I think this could be a blowout. I think this could be one of the fun games where it's like, oh, Justin, like a stat line that we just like maybe 300 yards passing and then like another 100 running, and a few touchdowns.
The problem though that we noticed last year is that like we kind of played up to competition, but we also played down to competition. Like the Houston game was close, shouldn't have been. Falcon game, we lost, but like we played well against the Bills, right? Or at least we were in it because I was at that game. And then also we beat the Patriots. They were hot at the time. Like we were the good teams. We typically stepped our game up, but the bad ones like Washington, all that, we played a little bit lower. So that's why I guess like just taking the trends of last year, I could see us not having too hot of a game. But like you said, if Justin really takes that step forward, this game is not even close.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a win. I'm like I said, I'm banking on Justin here, and then we move to week 17, or is it 18? 17? Yes, I don't know.
17.
I think it's 17. It kind of messed me up when we went from 16 to 17 games.
I know,
so
odd numbers too.
Yeah, but this is at Green Bay.
You know what? Hot take. We're gonna sweep. We're gonna sweep them. This is gonna be the first time in I don't know my lifetime that we sweep Green Bay. Not my lifetime, but like a long ass time.
Yeah.
So I think we do it. I don't know why, but I think we do it.
What's the play for? Is there a division on the line? I don't know. But man, I think we win this too.
This is the last week, right? Yes. So what's our record right now?
So if you win this, if you're saying this is a win, you're going 9-7. If I say it's a win, I'm at 10-7, and I think it's a win too. I think we sweep them.
So I think
it's close. I think both of them are going to be close, like I mentioned. I really do. But also depends on Jordan Love and who's starting at that point for Green Bay.
I actually feel week 1 is not going to be as close as what we think. I think we're going to kind of really
think so
out there and
I hope so.
But I feel like the last game is going to be close as hell, and I think it's going to be. Depending, because like the NFC South is kind of trash. So depending on like who's fighting for that wild card spot, it could be one. I could easily see us missing the playoffs too. I'm not jumping out the window. But if it's for like a playoff spot and Green Bay's kind of in that same win area, like this could be a very, very good game. And if that's the case, that's why I think it's going to be flexed Sunday night.
I say I hope it's a big game. I hope there's a lot on the line, but that means at least Jordan Love's decent, but I would love for him to flop.
But I'm okay with that because I don't want him to be complete garbage to where they get like, really good
a Caleb Williams.
You need him to be decent enough. Like that's why I said like Jimmy G.
But I mean,
be like pick 14 to 18. You know what I mean? It's like we just missed the playoffs.
But I mean, last year with Aaron Rodgers, they didn't make the playoffs. They lost to Detroit.
That's true.
At the end, with their playoff berth on the line, they got destroyed. I think, if I remember, Detroit kind of just manhandled them. I think it ended on the last play of the game. But either way, Detroit played very well.
But I think about it though. There's so many. At least I can name 10 teams that are probably worse than the Packers, even with Jordan Love like now. So I just don't see like they're going to be enough to be in the conversation. I feel like. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a disaster. I could be wrong, but we'll find out.
Amen. So I think that's the entire schedule, and you're at 9-7. I'm at 10-7. I think that's a win. If we are anywhere, if we're 9-7, 10-7,
you got to double digits. That's easily a win, bro. We get that. I think so. Like this is actually a good question. Like so, I view that as the ceiling. I don't see us
10-7
more than 10. I do not. That's a +7 change from last year. That's a lot. That's great. That's a successful season. I think 9 is kind of like a little optimistic here. Like a couple close games we win, but I could see, let's say if we flip those couple games to losses, I could see like our floor being like 6. I want to say no. I want 6. I don't want to say 6. I say
6-11,
7.
Yeah, I like that. I think 10-7 is very optimistic, especially if Justin's taking that leap. I think 10-7 is still going to be where we probably our ceiling, just because I mean that roster is still not great. I think we're a year away, but if we're 10-7, or even if we're 8 and what would that be 10
or 8 and 9?
8 and 9. If we're 8 and 9,
I'll take
and
that.
you're going into next offseason with
Confident.
Great draft capital. Still going to probably be top 3 in cap space, depending if you're extending, Fields and Mooney. So you might be top 10. Either way, you're going to have money to spend. And
we saw picks.
Then you have picks. The ammo. This is why I think this offseason with what Ryan Poles did and this franchise, it set him up. So if Fields isn't the guy, you're set up. Go get your quarterback.
He's doing the complete opposite of what Pace did, where it was like,
okay,
I'm doing a rebuild, but this has to be quick. Like we have to get it, and then once there's opportunity here, I'm gonna start.
What I loved about Pace is he really went for it. He banked on Trubisky, and Trubisky wasn't it. And not saying that it was perfect, that Nagy didn't help, which Matt Nagy didn't. He wasn't the guy either. So I think that's a couple whiffs right there. But I think Trubisky, you got the wrong guy, unfortunately. And, look at his time in Pittsburgh right now and Buffalo. He's just not, he wasn't the guy.
Yeah,
but I like that
Ryan Poles
or Ryan Pace at least went for it, but it did.
No, he had conviction,
screwed us
so that
up.
was good. Yeah, but that's the problem. It's like,
yeah,
I would rather take hedge your bets, you know what I mean? The safer route until you have enough evidence and you're confident enough to be like, okay, now the window is there. You know what I mean? And it starts with the quarterback, right? So even now, like the DJ Moore thing is like, we actually got things back and DJ Moore. So I don't feel like that's like, obviously that's not a negative trade, but like, I don't want Poles making any type of big trades until we're confident that like Fields is the guy for at least 5 to 10 years. You know what I mean? So at that point, you're just hedging your future and you won't have, not hedging, you're just throwing away your future and you don't even know who your next starting quarterback is going to be. And that's an issue. You can't build the team and then hopefully get the quarterback. It's so hard to find a good quarterback. Like it is very hard. That's why all these teams go on quarterback carousels, like 20 teams every year, just picking up a new one, because it's very hard to find a quarterback. So I want us to make sure that like, okay, Fields is showing this year, like, oh yeah, he's probably going to be the guy. Now we can start to be like, oh, let's start to get this guy. Let's start to get that guy. Let's start to spend crazy. And then we can, actually go for that Super Bowl window.
Yeah, I love it, man. But again, that's the schedule. I think we're both kind of on the same page with, especially it all really rides on this offense and Justin Fields. But at the end of the day, I'm ready for football, man. But like I said, we'll end it up here. But let's go ahead and give me your 2 favorite matchups. What are you looking forward to most?
Well, week 1, bro, I'm so excited.
I think that's a given.
Yeah, week 1, it's even last year where we had no idea what Fields was going to be, and it wasn't even. Well, it was a fun game because it was that rain game.
Trey Lance versus.
Yeah, that was a fun game. But
2 young quarterbacks.
Just the atmosphere for that in Chicago is like crazy. So
and now it's Packer week.
Oh
my god!
I'm already gonna cop my tickets like this week. Like,
so week 1, that's a given. So give me one more.
Okay. I always love primetime games. So not Washington. You know what? Maybe Kirk
Minnesota.
Cousins. I might do the Kirk because if we can win that game, right? That's like a big testament game, right? Primetime on the road against a decent team or a team that is better than you, right? On paper, and you can go ahead and steal that win. Game over. I'm confident about those 2. All right,
that's a good one.
My exciting match.
And I picked that one I picked that as a loss, I think, too. I think we both did. But if we can win that one, that could be
that one as a win.
Yeah. Okay. So my second matchup, honestly, I think I'm gonna go Carolina because that's a Thursday night game. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's one that we should win. And you got Bryce Young versus Justin Fields, and I think Bryce Young is gonna be good. I don't think I think his height could limit him. I don't know. I think he's going to be a good player, but I think the matchup between him and Justin is going to be very fun. I think the Bears, I think it's going to be a shootout because both defenses are probably not going to be able to stop each other. So I think the Bears win in a shootout. And I think that, I love shootouts, especially if we're winning them. So I'll take Justin Fields, but that matchup with those 2 quarterbacks, I think it's fun, man. But I really like that Minnesota game, especially if the outcome is a win. If you sneak out of Minnesota there that late in the season, that's fun.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I'm excited for that one just because the storylines are going to be exciting as hell for that. So like we talked about like kind of like it's like a revenge game in essence, or like a statement game for Fields because it's like, we could have picked Bryce Young and we said, nah, we're rocking with our dude. So I hope he comes out there and just lights the place on fire. I'd be there for it. I want Fields to look amazing in all this is weird, but like if he looks amazing in all the primetime games, that's almost more important than like, okay, maybe he didn't look so hot in like a game because like the narrative starts to change.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot more eyes on those 325 windows than when you have 10 games at noon,
Yes, exactly. And those primetime for sure. You know what I mean? People, that's where you're like, oh, Fields is taking off. You know what I mean? So if he starts having some big game on the primetime ones, that'd be great. And then obviously if we sweep the Packers, I think that's also a big statement as well. So
yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, I think that about wraps it up. I'm excited to be back. This was fun. Guys, we're going to be more consistent. We're going to have an episode every week during the off season. So next week we'll have another one. We don't know exactly when we're going to drop these, at least for the off season. But we'll get a schedule going. We'll get it more consistent. But we appreciate everyone tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This will be on Apple, Spotify, really wherever you're going to be able to listen to podcasts.
And then also comment your favorite matchup, or if you're already looking to go to a game, I would love to know what game you're going to, because I might be going to a couple and I would love to link up. So comment your favorite matches below as well.
Absolutely. And give me your record predictions too. Why not? Give us both, of course. But anyways, again, we're excited to be back. Ficky, do you have anything before we go, man?
Nah, man, I'm hyped. I mean, this is me every time. I'm glad to be back. Football's back. I'm so excited. I'm gonna run through a wall. So I'm just glad people are here and we get to go on this new season, which I think is gonna be it's gonna be a lot better than last year, but I think it's gonna be like historic for like us, because I think Fields is gonna take those steps.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited, but again, we'll be back next week. Thank you all for tuning in.
Absolutely. Peace.
All right.